All right, we are live, like straight, no screen, no presentation, no vignette, no countdown. Just went straight into a live stream because I had tons of technical problems here, and that's really annoying and frustrating. Thank you for bearing with me. I see I haven't even put my humidification thing, humidifier thing on. I haven't tuned the guitar. It's a mess. So thank you for sticking around. It's really annoying that the stuff doesn't work when you want it to work. So apologies for the delay, but here we are. We got some people already. Bill, hello from Michigan. Thanks for being here, Bill, with us. Some people are starting to come down. Thanks for being here. It's been a little hectic over here. I just got a new phone, which I use for the camera, and I update this system to, Mac 26, whatever, and they're not enjoying themselves my camera app that I use for the thing, and then I was trying to use my little stream deck to change the scenes. I was test this stuff and it's not working, so I will try to do the best as I can here. I won't be able to show anything on the screen today, unfortunately, because I don't want this thing to freeze. I was trying several times today, and the thing was freezing the image, so I had to reboot my computer 5 times. So I won't show the screen today, I'm sorry, unfortunately. So you're just gonna be me, the guitar, and that's it. So I appreciate your patience. Rodolfo, saludos de Panamá. Gracias, hermano. Gracias por estar aquí. Daniel, hello. Thanks for being here, brother. All right, let's start. So the song that we're doing today is Jobim, Fotografia, which means photography. It's a great tune. It's a really nice bossa nova, and I wish I could show the screen here and the song and everything, but I don't want to risk this thing to freeze. It's really annoying, so bear with me. I will kind of play the melody of the song so you can remember, like recall the tune, right? Something like that, and then we beat, right? That's Fotografia. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for being here, brother. Sorry for the delay. It's been a mess here with the tech and the phone and the camera and the computer. So not a lot of us, bells and whistles today. I'm not gonna risk this thing to be going in wire. Stefan, how are you, brother? Thanks for being here on the stream. Appreciate it, man. So Fotografia, right? The classic one. That's, if you don't know the song, that's what the song is, right? It's a pretty basic song. I'll try to play again the chords. C major. Hello, Amadeo. Grazie, amigo, for being here. So let's kind of go through the motions, right? This melody, if I could have shown you the PDF, it's in 2/2, it's in cut time, but you do have that figure that I talk about all the time. useful to have the figure there. The syncopation figure helps a lot in the process. And let's kind of start figuring out what to do here. That rhythm, it's okay. You can do stuff with it. It doesn't have a triplet, which is good. So top against bottom, right? The system. Really easy to put that together. There is this rhythm there that it's a little bit of a not super syncopated, not super happening, but it's still doable. It has a figure in there, so that helps. This is one of those cases where you can use, there's not a lot of like a super long notes, but there is some space in there. And since there's some space in there, you can use that sort of shorter thing that we talk about to kind of fill in the gaps, if you will. So you can go that's a trick there, because the melody is not doesn't get long enough and rest enough, but there is like a few gaps in there that you still need to kind of fill in, you know what I'm saying? So if you're playing the bottom, the middle now with the groove and everything, if you just go along with the melody, right? First of all, this is not a really super cool place to keep a groove going with this kind of fingering. You have to play D, C, D, C, D. Oof, not the best. Because if you do this, it's gonna kind of mess up with your rhythm. So the solution is play the C note here. That's the trick there. You see, I put the C here instead of doing here because it's hard to groove with this thing. You know what I'm saying? So right? And then the thing about the shorter thing to fill in the gaps comes in here, because as you sing, if I just proceed with the melody by itself, just harmonize, just put in the middle and context there, there's still a few gaps in there, you see? You know, when you have like a melody that has a long sort of tail, like Stella, like we did here, Stella, right? See how much longer this melody is. So you have enough time to play the groove, you know, fully, you know. But this one, the melody comes in, but it's just there's just some space there. So you fill that gap, those gaps, with the shorter groove that I talk about. Which is that syncopation figure in the groove. So it's 16, 8, 16. 16, 8, 16. And 2, 4, 1, 2, and you put that in there. So this will stay like this. 1 and 2 and you see, it's baked in there. right? That's a good solution to kind of fill in the gaps in there. That's what I would do there, you know. That's the deal. That's what you do there. Cool. Any questions thus far, everyone? If you have questions, please don't feel shy. Please ask away. I'm here to hang out with you guys. By the way, just celebrating 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you so much, YouTube community, for supporting my work, my stuff, these live streams, and my projects and things like that. I still post videos on my shows. I know that a lot of people are coming through the guitar teaching in the Brazilian guitar, but I have my own bands and I do all kinds of stuff. I just play a jazz orchestra show with 18-piece band with all my own music that I wrote this past Wednesday. You've seen a few videos already around. I'm going to post here on YouTube as well. So I know there's some people on Facebook are here as well. Joe from Malawi. How's it going, Joe? Joe is always around here too. Thanks for being here. Juliana, olha ela aí. Tudo bem, lindona? Beijo pra você. Bill, thank you. Marvin, thank you for being here. So, Fotografia, again, that's the deal, right? You do put a little bit of choro. And that's kind of how you get that whole thing going. You kind of fill in those gaps, right? Cool. Let's jump quickly to the harmony part, because there are a few tricks here that I do on this song that are kind of worth sharing. And I record a little bit of a track so I can solo later, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing there. So, traditionally speaking, the original song goes. That's it. That's the song. Michael Rovner, hey, how's it going, my friend? Thanks for being here, my brother. So that's the sort of the harmonic framework of the song, originally speaking. And I, of course, do different things to change things around, do a little bit of some more extra fun stuff. So one thing I will share is that that 2/5 to D minor that we have here. When you go to D minor here, I usually put a B flat sus in here. I just like the sound instead of. And I go, and then I resolve in A7. So go half step sus. So I do that as well. I also like to, on that F sus thing, the second time in the melody, instead of just sticking out here, I'm sticking around this F sus or F7, I do a B outro there. Nice. I like to put that chord in there too. Just to add a little more spice in there. And then there is a full other sort of progression that I do as well, that I like to do. A more kind of full-on Brazilian harmony, Tony Water type of thing that I like to do. Let me see if I can show that to you. I was just making sure to lock my phone so no one calls me during the live stream. Yeah. Okay. Is there any delay going on here? I'm feeling there's a little delay in my voice and the guitar, which is not fun. I just noticed that. So, different stuff that I do here. Right? I do that sometimes also instead of this G7 like sus flat 9, right? F minor over G, right? Kind of thing. Sometimes I do that chord and then find the G. So what that chord is a D half diminished with the flat fifth, a flat 5 on the bass, right? So that's D minor flat 5 over A flat with the A flat on the bass, and I prep the G through that. So so you see, instead of just going from D to G, I do the D minor 7 flat 5 over A flat here, and then set up here. That's kind of the basic harmony thing I do there. Now for a few more challenging moves, which is great, right? We want to spice up things a little bit more. So I create kind of this whole other progression, and it all starts from that thing I use all the time that I mention here many times. Whenever you have a major sort of progression going on, you can kind of mirror that with the relative minor version of that, if you will. So if you have the C major thing, right? Which is C major thing. I can do the relative minor, and that gives me that sort of mirror version, like an A minor, like a minor version, which I like. So instead of playing, I go, you just kind of like put the focus on a different zone, like different area, go to this really cool different color. And then what I did here was trying to continue that thread, the line. If I'm going A minor, I'm not gonna go back to F and then C. I'm gonna try to figure something out. And then I found some cool solutions, basically. Well, let me tell you what I did. So I did. So remember the original thing. F sus, F7, back to C. E half diminished, A7 to 5 to D minor. So that's kind of the original thing. So what I do here now is A minor, B9, B7, 9, B9, like the dominant, or sus. Then B, alter, and then get to C. So I'm going from, instead of going C, F7, C, I'm going A minor, B flat, B, C. So I'm going this ascending thing. Remember we talked about this on that song, O Barquinho, that I found a different cool ascending progression, which is different from the descending thing. So this is a similar example where I'm going. You know, since the melody is just this, it works great. So I kind of found this nice ascending thing there, which is great. And then what I do now is like really get something different. And then from here, instead of going stay in C, and just go, you know, 2-5 to D minor from that, right? C major, then E half diminished, A7, D minor, right? I do this. what was that? Let's take a look at what I did here, because it's cool. So from that C, I invert the chord to give me a low bass on E. So C major 7, 9, whatever, over E. Right? I kind of got the bass back low so I can ascend from the low part. So I can. Then I did a G over F chord. Interesting. It fits the melody nicely. And then here, instead of playing the E half diminished, A7, I did F minor 9. Woo! Took advantage of that note there, that G. And then an interesting one there, Toninho Horta kind of chord. I changed the bass from F to E. Instead of getting a F minor 9, I now got a E major 7, sharp 9, sharp 11. Right? And then I resolved to the A7 thing, right? So let me play the original and then what I did. That's the original. Now that's what I did. 1 and 2. So way more chords in there, but cool colors in there. Also my A7, right? The A7, I did that A7. It's kind of an E flat over A if you want to see as a different chord there. But if you want to look at A, there will be A7, flat 9, sharp 11, right? So I can keep that top note G in there, right? So I did. Then I resolve. So that's a cool progression right there. And then I can also do, I think on the track, I did a little pedal. Instead of going to D on the bass, I just stay with A. And instead of doing the 2-5 to A minor, I just took a E pedal. E on the bass, A minor, A. Because it's closer to my D7. Then here's the D minor 7, flat 5 over A flat. And then I got that, right? And then in the ending, usually people kind of loop that part. Repeat that, right? The C major, F sus thing. So I wanted to play around with this reharm thing that I did. So I also did this. I put the A minor with the bass on E. And then A minor. B flat 7 there, right? Back to A minor, bass on E. So basically, I created this separate sequence that I am mixing up in the middle. It's sort of the ending, right? Instead of staying C major F7, I I'm also using A minor, B flat 7, 9, or sus if you want. So I also have available A minor, B flat 7. So I kind of mix it up, you know, C major, F, and then to get to my A minor, I invert the bass so I can have E, so I have a little better voice leading, you know. And then when I come back to the F, I go. You see, it's a bass game right here basically. I'm using the bass and inversions to get me a better voice leading and a better entry at either C and F or A, B flat. So I kind of mix them a little bit. Cool. So if you have any questions, let me know. This is the time for them. Deslumbrante. Grazie, amigo. Is it cool, isn't it? Thank you for being here, Jesse. Thank you. Obrigado, Pedro. Thanks for being here, guys. So cool. Now let's go to the improvisation part, which I'm gonna use that basic idea, but also I'm gonna put there this sort of reharm stuff that I did baked in the track as well. And again, I'm not gonna risk this camera to be, you know, funky and not work, but I can pull my titles and everything. But if you want to learn this stuff, you can get a call for the BGI, BrazilianGuitarTalk.com, and get a call with me, and I'm happy to help you out with what you need. I also have a hefty program, the Brazilian Guitar Institute, which you can also talk about with me there. I also have a free community which now has tons of more content I just posted. The Brazilian Contemporary Guitar, you can access that through gocollab.com/Brazilian Guitar. Go collab with a K and 2 L's, gocollab.com/Brazilian Guitar. Free community, there's tons of videos there. I hope to get you in there. I just posted more videos, and the guys from the BGI, from the Brazilian Guitar Institute, I'm gonna start uploading these tracks that I use in my improvisation for the members, so they can like also share and play. So if you want to get these tracks and things, you gotta be a member. So BrazilianGuitarInstitute.com or Brazilian Guitar Talk, both will take you to a call with me. So solo wise, so many things I can do here, right? I can play, so basically I'm gonna play, you know, C major, F sus, and this part here, just basically just C major, and then here I'm gonna do like a F mixolydia, right? That kind of sound, and then back, and then 2-5 to 8 D minor, so. Just basically D as in dog, harmonic minor. I can do that. Right? Or I can tackle the chords individually. On E half diminished, I can do. Right? Which is the Locrian 9, Locrian 2 here on E. It's melodic minor. Then I can alter the chord. And then back to D minor. And then there's a 2-5 to A minor. That gets me there. Then there is the D7, which I do the so-called Lydian dominant. Dominant, aka A harmonic minor over here. Here on the D minor, then I have that G7 flat 9 sus 4, which calls for F melodic minor. Can play that here. Which just sounds great. If I do have, even if I put the D minor 7 flat 5 over A flat, I can also play the same melodic minor. It works great. That's it. For the kind of interesting other progression I did, I can do A minor, A minor Aeolian or Dorian, whatever you want to do, and then I go to B flat 7. I can do a regular mixolydian to get this kind of saw sound. Or I can also go for the sharp 11 sound, which gets me the Lydian dominant sound. So I can also go for that, which will be basically a F melodic minor. Right, on B flat, and then here that's the same E minor sound. This is interesting. I got a G over F, which means just as G mixolydian, because this is the 7th of G. I can do that. This is all really happening really quick, by the way. Not only am I talking a little fast, but these chords happen really fast. So maybe you get a chance to use all of this, but it kind of happened fast. So over this, I can play this regular G major, and then I got you F minor 9, give you my Dorian here for F, and that's the cool chord of the session. This one. That's a really nice one. For that one, which is also happen fast, if you happen to have chance to play, this is the 6th chord, the 6th stop in the harmonic minor, a major 7, sharp 9, sharp 11 chord. So we should consider this chord the 6th of a harmonic minor mode, which means the G sharp minor is your choice here. That's your harmonic minor, G sharp harmonic minor here. If you want to call this mode, I think this is a Lydian sharp 9, if I'm not mistaken, the name of this mode. If you want to call for what it is, well, mode. But instead of playing a regular 9, you sharpen the 9. So it's a Lydian mode. Play whatever came naturally, D minor, then 2/5 to A minor, all that stuff I talked about. So this is what you're gonna hear on the track in my attempt to solo over this. So let's see, fingers crossed. First of all, if my computer is not gonna be funky again and funny, if it stops, I'll play again. Otherwise, let's wish me luck and see what I can do here. All right, and there'll be 2 choruses. One chorus would be sort of the regular harmony I will play. I do play the B flat sus, then I talk about regular version. I already put that in there on the second time. Yeah, I'm using the same kind of chords from the original progression. And then my second time, my second chorus, that's when I start doing those. And I start doing all that stuff there. And then at the end, I'm gonna do a little vamp of. And then I'm gonna play around with using that A minor with inversion or E to move around that C major F7 and the A minor B flat 7. I'm gonna mix them up. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that at the end. All right, wish me luck. Let's see if this thing will not break. Here we go. Something like this. So I think I managed to go through some of these chords that I was showing, right? This. There was a moment there that I did. I played pretty much over that, right? The F minor arpeggio, then here. I did go to those chords. So, and the ending was cool, kind of mixing up those two, basically two blocks, right? C major F7 and A minor B flat 7. So that's cool. Yeah, that's it. So that's the sort of improvisational part of this thing. And now let me go ahead and kind of try to make the Sambafying version, right? This solo guitar version of everything. And say hi to you for now. Sorry for the sort of the kinks in the beginning, but hopefully this will be solved for next stream. But all right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bésame Mucho is a beautiful song. Yes, that could be a cool song to talk about. Yeah, that's a good one to do next. So thanks for the suggestion. Again, one more time, thank you for being here. I'm gonna play the last thing, the guitar solo version. Let's say bye for now. Thank you so much if you're in YouTube or Facebook. YouTube more special today. We got to 15,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate the support. Check out my stuff. Check out my music. I just had a jazz orchestra concert with 18-piece band. I'm putting videos. I'm gonna put in more videos there. If you're gonna learn this, call me, BrazilianGuitarTalk.com. Let's set up a call, a Zoom chat. It's free. If you want to join my program, the Brazilian Guitar Institute, you can do so by the same BrazilianGuitarTalk.com. If you want some free content on my guitar community, you can go to GoCollab, collab with K and 2 L's, gocollab.com/Brazilian Guitar. It's free entry, just answer a few questions. I just put a ton of content there recently, so go check it out. I also, contact me. I'm happy to help you out. And if you want to get into the program, the Brazilian Guitar Institute, there's some members here. I'm sure they'll vouch for it. It's pretty heavy there. We talk about this kind of stuff, how to make things like that. So I'm going to play the fully Sambafying version of Fotografia. Cool. And then I'll say bye for now. Here we go. that was some Fotografia for you guys. Thank you very much for sticking around. And again, I'll see you next week. Sorry for the tech kinks here, but hopefully they'll be sorted out for next one. And enjoy. Grazie to everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.